I'm pissed, Kyle.
Why is that, Omar?
What happened to the Hurricanes team from like 3 weeks ago? Where is that team?
I would like to know that as well, but hopefully tonight against Detroit, they will show up.
I hope and somebody shows up. You know who will show up, even though he's not going to be physically there?
Who's that?
Wade Minter.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are in
Road
for
calls.
a treat tonight because we got an interview with Wade Minter at the end of this show coming up. Great questions asked. We're going to talk about, how he came to be the PA for the Carolina Hurricanes and how he became a pivotal point of hockey in Raleigh. So that's coming up. But I'd like to introduce Zach because ever since we've joined the Red-Eyed Rowdies, they decided that we needed a babysitter. So they sent down Zach, who is our in PNC.
What's up, everybody?
So, Zach, let our listeners know who you are and how you come to join the Redvolution Rampage as our third host.
Well, first of all, my name is Zach. I'm a native of Apex. I've been going to Kansas games since I was 5. When Red Eye Rowdies came to be as, the soccer fan base of hockey in Raleigh, I was one of the first people to really join in. I believe it was, first 10 or something like that. And the real way that Red Eye Rallies even came to be was through the Oak City supporters, and that was through North Carolina C, the soccer team in Cary. A lot of fun with that group, and then eventually I joined over with Red Eye Rowdies, and through them I found you guys. But my real claim to fame, like you said, Omar, is I'm the PNC insider. I actually work at PNC.
He got off at 2 o'clock this morning.
He did.
Oh yeah, it's a fun trip.
So tell people here what you do at PNC.
I am a part of the changeover crew. If you go on PNC's Facebook or their Twitter or whatever they put it on now, all those time lapses that you see from hockey to basketball, I'm a part of the crew. I think total there's about 60 of us.
Okay.
But usually on any given day, you may have 20 or less. Last night, we only had 19.
Oh, wow.
And we had to go to NC State basketball, and like you said, we started after the game about 10:30. I didn't leave to go home until 2:15. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of interesting steps to go from hockey to basketball and back. Of all the lower bowl, a lot of the seats have to be changed, added in. They got to take out the boxes. We have to put boards over top of the ice. Then we put the court down.
It's a lot of hard work, and all those fans out there definitely appreciate it. I know we do.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Yeah, but like Omar said, I'm their technical babysitter.
From the Red-Eyed Rowdies, who we are now part of, and if you guys were watching last night's game, they were with the OCS up in the stands, giving everyone a grand old time.
It was a fun night. OCS on Ice, episode 2, our annual pilgrimage to hockey. It was very loud. You might have heard us on TV.
But yes, you are listening to Redvolution Rampage, the newest Carolina Hurricanes podcast by Caniacs.
For Caniacs.
So, Kyle, I think that there's somebody in the Carolina Hurricanes organization that listens to Redvolution Rampage.
There must be, because our last podcast was about this, and I think we saw that come to fruition last night.
It came at the expense of one Jordan Stahl having to attend to family issues and miss the game. However, what we did see was the great Justin Williams wearing a letter.
Yeah, and I hope to see that continue for the rest of this season, because he is definitely a man who deserves it and possesses the leadership capabilities to step this team to the next level.
Indeed. What's interesting to learn about this is that they didn't go to Victor Rask. Those who know that Victor Rask was the 4th letter wearer last season who did not get a letter this season, while Falk and Stahl got upgraded to C's.
Co-C's.
I still don't understand that decision, but does anybody?
I don't think so.
I think that decision really showed. It's really this season in a nutshell, because that decision was an indecision. No one really made a decision. Were we really better off than last season?
No, like I would have actually preferred if we kept without a captain.
Instead of
Other
having
than
two,
this.
instead of having two captains, you can't do that. You need
Yeah.
one and assistant captains. That's just how the structure
It was
is.
really fun to see all the A's last night, and rightfully deserved for Justin Williams. He's been with the Canes before. Let it be all that time ago.
Yeah.
But he's come back with 3 Stanley Cup rings on his hand,
Yeah.
and he finally gets what he deserves.
And he's coming back with a fire and a fury to win. He's not coming back to live out his glory days with the Canes. He's coming out to win. He wants another cup.
And I think he would appreciate another ring with the Hurricanes. Definitely, a big jump from his previous Stanley Cup. And the team has what it takes. It's just got to find that niche and that chemistry to get it back.
Definitely. It was great watching him wear a letter. I wish that Bill Peters would get his head out of his pocket and do something with this team, because sure, Gasol had to step out, and they recalled Lucas Walmart. They also recalled Josh Juris, which I cannot fathom why. You put him on waivers
And send him back down.
and you send him back down. All right, recall him for what? Were you showcasing him for a trade? Because every single team in the NHL had a free chance to pick him up and said, pass.
I wonder why that is.
Wonder why that is.
He didn't really have a bad game last night. He had a decent game, but he just doesn't produce. He's done that the entire season, where he's good on the penalty kill. He's good at defense. He just can't score. I mean, as a forward, you have to. You have to produce somehow.
Yeah. And we need those forwards to produce.
And that's the main problem right now is we're not scoring. We're putting plenty of shots on goal.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
getting production from Jeff Skinner, but he's really, him and Sebastian Aho are the only forwards producing.
And Teravainen, he's starting
And
to step up
McGinn.
there more.
McGinn is one of the few guys who gives a damn. Williams is a few guys that gives a damn. And quite honestly, I'm mad. I'm pissed. And
Rightfully so.
you know
As
what?
a Buffalo fan.
Before we get into this, yeah, I need a pill. Hold on.
But one thing that we can always see is that Justin Williams could be on the ice for a minute, if not more, and the puck goes down. Who's the first one to chase it? He is, and he's giving it his all.
You don't see youngsters wearing a letter on their chest doing that in this team. How many times have we watched Justin Falk give up on a puck going back into the defensive zone?
Oh.
We have this entire division giving up and giving us that wild card spot. We had it. We had 4 chances to step it up. Actually, we magically got back into the spot because of the tie with the Islanders and them having more games played than us, and we had that game in hand. And then the Islanders lost in overtime to Toronto, and they took it back. And we had a golden opportunity to truly start showing that we care about the playoffs and give ourselves some separation, and we did nothing.
Now, granted, we're still in it. Do not get me wrong. We are still in this thing.
Yeah, there's still time.
But we have a lot of work to do. We're 1 point out from the Islanders, who hold that last spot, and then we have a team coming up on us very fast, and it's starting to get scary.
Yeah, they
Yes,
started
folks,
off rough. Their season was rough.
Florida Panthers have played like they care, and I wish we did too, because they're coming up. And I read somewhere in the beginning of the season, towards the beginning of the season, that someone said that only 3 Metro teams were going to make the playoffs, and people laughed. People said you must be high. People said pass whatever you're smoking, because there was no way, with the way the rest of the Atlantic was playing,
No.
that was possible.
Now
Here
it's
we are with the
switched.
Red Wings and the Panthers hot on our tail. The question is, will they catch up? Will they catch up to New Jersey? I don't know.
Well, one thing with Detroit is they just traded their backup goalie.
Who was supposed to be their future goalie,
Yeah.
and they traded it to the Flyers.
Yeah, but with tonight, Hurricanes, Red Wings, in what is it called? Little Caesars Arena?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza.
It's going
Which
to be...
we have not been getting any because they haven't been scoring any more than
Yeah.
2 goals
Need
in
some
their
Papa
last. So the last time they scored more than 2 goals was the game against the Kings, where they put up 7. And since then, they have not put up more than 2 goals in the last 4 games.
Yes, it's rough.
Now, how long has it been before the hat trick for Justin Falk for Queso? How long had it been before that?
What Zach is trying to say is, we're starving, and you need to feed us, Carolina.
Yes, feed us.
You do give us Bowberry biscuits on a regular basis. We do thank you for that.
But that's
Is
not
it- is
enough.
it
That's not enough to
Is it
sustain me.
That's
It
a
is
biscuit.
not. It's not enough, but it is delicious.
That's fair.
Okay.
But one thing that the Kings have with them is they have a lot of free time in the next week and a half. With the trade deadline on the 26th, that's Monday, they don't play after tonight until after the deadline against Boston on the road.
And let's not forget the 4 days, is it, that we had off this week?
You mean 5 days?
Oh,
Because
5.
I think we
Oh,
took
yeah.
5 days off because I
Yeah.
don't think they played yesterday either.
No, you're right. 5 days. My apologies.
And then we play a pair of massive games against Philly and the Devils back-to-back on the first and second. We have to win one of those.
We've been,
No, we
folks,
have to
we've
win
been
both of
terrible at the
those.
back-to-back. I think we've only won 2 back-to-back once, and that was against the Vancouver Canucks and the Colorado Avalanche, and that was earlier this week when we all had hope and everything was shiny and roses, and that's gone.
It's coming back. I'm not being a negative Nancy here. I'm all positive, and the Canes have what it takes to come out of this slump, and we've seen it. We witnessed it firsthand.
We've seen it happen, it's true, but that was with the fire and fury Bill Peters, not the we like our group Bill Peters. Because I'm sick of we like our group Bill Peters. I want a Bill Peters who says, no, our group came out and they were terrible. The players did terrible, and we need a change. So I want to see the Bill Peters who goes to Ron Francis and says, hey, how are your hands doing? Can I see them? Get them out from under your butt so we can actually do something about this lineup, because we've got players in the prospect line who can either get traded for someone decent or they can come up and actually play.
There's a lot of players. Max Pacioretty would be perfect in our current lineup.
There's a lot of players that would be perfect in our current lineup. People say, well, they don't call up Zikov and Fogle and all those guys because they just don't work in Bill Peters' lineup and his style.
That doesn't matter.
But that's not true, though, because they have played.
And they
Zikov
adapted.
had a game last season, and he scored a goal. I mean, if it's good enough for Bill Peters then, why isn't he good enough for Bill Peters now?
If a player can produce, why not give him a shot?
The one thing that we all have to remember this is the goaltending situation that we have and have always had this year. It really came to a head last night with Cam Ward. He did not play a bad game. He did everything he could possibly do. His defense let him down.
He did everything right,
Yeah.
and he still took an L.
And he ultimately, not only did he take an L, he took a whack at the goal and inadvertently hit Jeff Skinner.
Oh, he wasn't done there either, because he turned right around and he chucked the rest of the stick. And you know what?
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so,
I'm
yeah.
not mad at him.
I'm not.
He deserves a lot more. The way he's playing this year, the way he stepped up, everyone thought Scott Darling was going to be the guy, the number one, and Cam Ward was going to be the backup that he hasn't been since he won the Stanley Cup with Martin Gerber.
Cam Ward stepped up, and I think
In a big way.
in a big way, and I think that comes up from having Darlin come in and threatening to take that job from him. But however, I think Darlin should still be our number one guy, and I think Darlin showed in the past that he can play. And I don't know what it is with him this season. Maybe he needs a sports psychologist. Maybe it's something in his head. Maybe there's something we don't know is going on. And whatever it is, we hope that Scott Darlin gets out of his funk and starts playing better. But we've talked so much about Scott Darlin, and I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of talking about Cam Ward. I'm tired of talking about the players, because you know what? At this point, I can't get angry at them anymore. They're either they're producing or they're not. And the ones who aren't producing, we need to do something. We need to actually do something. Move someone. Do something that will either wake up the rest of the guys or put them away, because I'm done.
I think one of the major issues that I see is the lines. There's too much inconsistency with the lines.
They're always changing.
For the player, they can't build that confidence and trust. Look at the TSA line. I don't even know how many goals that line has. Goals and assists. It's unreal. There's like the chemistry there it's just there. Like we have nothing.
Even
our
without
other
Stahl,
lines.
they scored last night.
Yeah. And it's proven through and through, but there's no consistency in the rest of the lines.
No.
Get those players
Why
out
is
there
Skinner
together.
shifting from second line to third line? This is a player
And
who
back.
was our best scorer last season, is a naturally gifted scorer. Everyone said that, yes, he has issues on defense. That's okay. However, Skinny has always been one of our top scorers. Now you've added Aho. They should only be better. You have Turbo. Should only even get more better. So my question is, why is Skinner on the third line with people who are not giving him the proper support? Why is Lindholm centering the TSA line with the removal of Stahl? I mean, we did play Aho as center, and it worked out amazing because we destroyed the Kings. So why are we replacing Jordan Stahl with Lindholm when we could be doing something even more innovative? We could be moving Aho to center, and check this out. Bear with me here, folks. Putting McGinn on that line and giving them a physical factor.
Yeah, and because Stahl brings that physical presence to the line, he's essentially that line's enforcer because Aho's not an extremely physical player. He's a technical player. And we see that. He scores goals. He makes assists. That's it. Those
Same
are the
with
facts.
Turbo. I mean, Turbo leads the team in assists.
Yeah.
So my question is to Bill Peters, and that question is, what the hell is going on? Are you trying to send a statement out? Are you looking for a new job? Are you just mad at us? Who hurt you?
No, I don't think Peter should go. I think he's a good coach. He himself, just as the players, need a confidence boost. Like I said, the lines. Consistency is what we need. And I think once we see a consistent set of lines throughout a few games, we'll see more goals and, some wins.
Luckily, we've avoided the injury bug all this year.
Knock on wood.
We've had a really, really healthy squad, and it's a matter of skill, matchups, who's playing what position, and we're hurting on centers. That's okay. However, you might want to push some of your better players who can pull center in there and see what happens. I mean, at this point, we're now better off. We've got good centers down in Charlotte. And when we pulled up Lucas Wallmark, my question is, why is he not getting at least 5 minutes of ice time? He's getting less than 5 minutes.
4 minutes and 28 seconds?
Something like that. It was terrible.
Yeah, he's stuck on that fourth line. That's most of the problem we have is that fourth line. They perform well every game, but once again, they aren't producing. So later in the game, Bill Peters always shortens his bench to 3 lines, and he basically ignores Walmart, Bill Giuseppe, Kruger, Joris, whoever's on that fourth line. And what he should be doing is taking advantage of who in that fourth line had been playing well that day.
Yeah.
And insert them into the third line or somewhere. That way you can keep a fresh cycle of fresh legs.
Exactly. The freshness of the legs is key because guess what? Those other teams are playing their guys. And they're playing hard. And we saw that last night in the Penguins game. Like, those guys were getting tired. We were dominating their zone for a few minutes, and they were tripping all over the ice. We just could not put the puck in the back of the net.
The one thing from last night, other than that moment, that I really had a good experience was early in the third period, we had a grade A 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't disagree.
Where we had things going our way. Yes, Pittsburgh scored, but things were still on an upturn. And about 15 minutes in, when they got the 5th goal disallowed, everything went downhill from there.
Yeah.
It's just been a awful season for line decisions, and I think we go back to co-captains and the indecision ability of Ron Francis and Bill Peters, and some things has to change. We need some change. We need some change we can believe in.
And we can't rely on Dundon to make that change. It needs to come from Francis or Peters or someone in the team. They need to have a closed-door meeting.
Well,
Get all the coaching staff out.
We shouldn't have to rely on the owner. He owns the team. He can make...
He's done so much.
Yeah, he's already done so much.
I bet you he's tired.
Guess what?
He's done so much. That arena last night was packed. And that's something we haven't seen in years. And yes, 40%, close to 50% of that crowd was Pittsburgh. You've got to expect that.
Yeah.
But still, the fact that almost the entirety of the lower bowl had Kane's uniforms was extremely impressive from the last couple of years.
Well, he seems to think that Kane's Pass is working because he's expanded it to March and April.
So take advantage of that, folks. Definitely.
I mean, $97 for all of March and April. It's both all home games for both months.
Oh, wow. Okay, I thought it was just March. Awesome.
Yeah, so if you want to watch more Canes hockey, that's one way to do it. However, if you want to watch some better hockey, you can always watch some sled hockey because the sled hockey tournament is happening from March 9th to the 11th.
At the Raleigh Iceplex. Check it out. We're definitely going to be there. I'm definitely making some time to get out there and show some support. And, the voice of the Carolina Hurricanes, Wade Minter, will be out there.
He's going to be on the PA system over there as well. So speaking of Wade, because we have an interview with him coming up, and you guys are going to love this because Wade has been amazing with us. You get to hear some of his life story and his love for hockey and how deep it runs. Coming up right now. With us right now is the man who needs no introduction because he has been doing nothing but introductions for most of his career. The one, the only, the greatest voice in PNC.
In the
Mr.
NHL.
Minter.
In the NHL.
In the NHL as well.
Why do we even need to introduce Wade? He's the guy.
Indeed he is. Well-known voice inside PNC and quite honestly one of the most lovable people who work for the Carolina Hurricanes.
How you doing, Wade?
Oh, that's adorable. Thank you, guys. Good to be here.
We try. You're a super nice guy.
You are.
I'm sure so many people would love
Appreciate
to have
that.
this opportunity.
I'm having fun out there and hope everyone else does as well.
We are, and we're really appreciating all the additions you've been adding on as the season has been going on, between calling out the power plays, trying to get the rest of the fans in on the goal calls, and of course we love your road calls as well.
The road calls are much appreciated for sure.
Yeah, it's been good. I've kind of had a little bit of a freer reign, I think, to try some new stuff this year. It's fun to continue the tradition of the road goal calls. I'm surprised and entertained that they've caught on as much as they have, but it's fun to see people paying attention. So that's always good for me to know that someone actually does hear what I say, because in the kind of the din of the crowd and everything else that's going on, it is like pretty common for me to wonder, am I just background noise or do people actually hear what I say? So it's good to know that it's the latter, not so much the former.
It's not just background noise for us. We look forward to it. Me and Kyle and Zach, we all chant along with you whenever you give your goal calls, and a lot of fans around us are picking up on that and are doing it as well.
My personal favorite is his impersonation of Paul Heyman.
Yes, that's. You've got a guy named Brock. You've got to do it. You've got to go full Heyman, and I'm glad that his name fits so well into that Heyman-esque call, because that's a good coincidence, and it makes it fun for me. A couple of the guys in the box, some of the NHL off-ice officials, are kind of hip to the wrestling, and they're always like, "So are we gonna get a call from Brock McGinn tonight?" I certainly hope so.
Maybe one of these days we can actually get Heyman and you together.
That'd be amazing.
That's true. We could have a Brock off.
We want to talk about your ascension to becoming the in-house announcer for the Carolina Hurricanes and how you came up to really become that iconic voice.
Like, really, how did you even hear about this job?
It was kind of an odd set of circumstances. I've been coming to games since '99, so I've been in the stands for quite a while. And the guy who had the job before me, Brian Hoyle, had done it from right after the lockouts, 2006-05 Stanley Cup year, up until the, 14-15 season. I don't know. I'm on my third year right now, so I lose track of the math sometimes. But I believe he's got a business, some sort of consulting business that was getting very successful and keeping him on the road a lot more, so he wasn't able to commit to the dates. So back 3 years ago, they had an open audition for a new PA guy, and I came in, and they liked what they heard and gave me a tryout game in the preseason, and I guess I did okay because they offered me the job. It's very kind of a right place, right time sort of situation.
That's awesome. That's really amazing. I think they found the perfect person for the job.
Couldn't
have asked for a better in-house announcer.
Oh, yeah.
How did you actually react when they gave you that phone call to let you in?
I squealed. I just screamed, and my family kind of looked around like, what is wrong with you? And I told them I got the job, and they were all very happy for me, and yeah, so it just kind of was the culmination of a dream come true for me, because I've been involved in public speaking type things for pretty much my whole life, and been a hockey fan since moving to North Carolina, and being to put the two of those things. Join a very exclusive club of 30 other people. This job is just amazing. For a kid growing up in small town tobacco country, Virginia, to think that I'd ever be doing something like this on this size stage is just not something I ever considered.
So I have a question. With the purchase of the Carolina Hurricanes from Tom Dundon, do you feel you have more liberties with what you can and cannot announce and what you can and cannot add and stuff like intermission events and other events of the like?
I think so. I've actually had a chance to talk to Tom Dundon briefly for about 20 minutes or so. Very good kind of moment you talk to him that he cares significantly about the fan experience. He wants this to be, coming to a Hurricanes game to be an event. He wants it to be memorable, something that people enjoy and look forward to. I feel like I've got a little bit of a freer reign in some parts of the show, such as when I'm doing play-by-play for Mighty Mites or trying to get the crowd hyped for something, that I can try some new stuff and see what works and what doesn't. So I think that is something that's been very explicit across the entire organization with Tom Dundon's purchase, that we need to be going above and beyond to create a great fan experience and something that people will talk about and want to come back to.
Yeah, the other day you were calling Knockerball, and I just couldn't help but laugh because you were just saying it was a great day for the fans, not for hats. Because hats were flying everywhere.
The guys were knocking their hats off.
And then they threw them on the ice for Justin Falk.
Yeah, that was a good
No,
game.
I mean, it's one of those things where I've got in my background, in addition to the public speaking stuff that I've done, I've got about 20 years of improv comedy here in Raleigh.
Oh, wow.
When I moved to town in 99, I started taking classes with what was then Comedy Sports in downtown Raleigh and later became Comedy Works. So for the bulk of my time here, I've been involved in improv. So being able to read and react to things that are going on, to make it funny, that's a lot of what I've been doing for my time here. So being able to kind of let that improv side of my brain out for what is a pretty scripted job in terms of being the public address announcer, when I can kind of show the side of myself that can make things funny, that's something that I really enjoy, because it's been a big part of my life for quite a while.
Do you still do improv, stand-up comedy
I'm
at all?
semi-retired. I do probably 3 or 4 shows a year at Comedy Works.
Okay.
I occasionally go around to different places and teach improv workshops. So my day job is I'm in the technology field. I'm like one of the few NHL public address guys who's not a radio guy, a voice actor or something like that. I work in software, but I go out to technology conferences and give kind of improv for nerds workshops.
That's awesome.
In addition to dropping in and performing a few shows a year, I do that. So it kind of keeps the improv skills fresh.
No, it's great. I think we, as Hurricanes fans, have really benefited from having someone there that is not a radio personality, who has not become dull, who has that sense of life and enjoyment no matter how bad the game is.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, coming from a guy who actually did radio, it's very refreshing to hear the funny side of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta tell us when your next show
I tell
is.
my family that about 95% of the stuff that falls out of my head is just to make me laugh. And my daughter's out here in the kitchen, and she just kind of like looked at me and rolled her eyes because she knows it's true. But if I can make myself laugh, hopefully because I enjoy the sport so much, hopefully because I enjoy the team so much and the experience, I can make other people laugh, and at the very least kind of give them a sense of the excitement I feel being out there at PNC Arena to do this wonderful job.
That's awesome. And we understand that you also play beer league hockey. So we want you to tell us about the Motley Crew and how you guys all came together and the kind of hockey you guys play.
Yeah, so before my oldest daughter was born, my wife and I were looking for a fun couples thing to do. So we're like, let's take ice skating lessons. This would be fun. So we took a couple sessions of ice skating lessons, had a kid, kind of put that on hold. And for Father's Day, when my oldest daughter was just a few months months old, my Father's Day present was a hockey bag. My wife said, "You like watching hockey so much, why don't we go fill this up with gear, and why don't you take some learn to play hockey classes, because that'll be your Father's Day present."
Oh, that's awesome.
So I did that and took a couple of classes, joined a team. That team disbanded, joined another team, moved away to Texas for a couple of years, came back. I didn't really play hockey in Texas because there was one sheet of ice in San Antonio and one adult league, and it was everyone from like ex-AHLers down to people who didn't know what they were doing, like me. So I was like, I will literally die if I try to play in this league, so no. So I didn't play the entire time I was there, came back to Raleigh, was looking to get back into it. Ended up getting on with a team in Wake Forest called the Puckhounds, and joined them, won a league championship my first season there.
Wow.
Not that I contributed a whole lot, but the team
Hey, that's
did.
a winning rookie season.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah,
It was,
you can't beat that.
It's Cam Ward 2.0.
was exactly. So I was with that team for a few years. They, like a week or two before a season started, they just disbanded, and everyone on the team kind of left except for me and one other player. That we didn't get the invite to come along, which shows you kind of how good we were. But the league needed another team to fill the hole in their schedule. They were scrambling, and they said, we've got a bunch of people who've been looking to get on a team. We haven't had a team for them. We'll just take all of these people who are looking to get on a team, and we'll make a new team, and you guys can be the team.
It truly is a motley crew.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, one of our guys, when he came in the locker room for the first time, saw all of us sitting around, like, trying to introduce each other, and he was like, "Well, this is a motley crew we've got here, isn't it?" And so that name, that's how the name came around. So defenseman Dan Stelfieri came up with the name. And we were playing in a established league in Wake Forest that was billed as a lower C league, which is kind of the lowest division that they have here in the Triangle, but was really more of an intermediate C. So we were getting beat like 15-1 every game. Our best game that first season was a 5-5 tie, and we had a guy on the team who was like the one skilled player, but he would go score a goal, skate back to the bench, and like cuss us all out for being out of position. So was not the most fun I've ever had playing hockey. Fortunately, he moved on to a better team. But after 2 seasons in Wake Forest where we were just getting shellacked, we picked the team up. We moved over to RCI that actually had a division that was a little closer to our skill level. We picked up a couple of new players, one really skilled guy that another team had just gotten rid of because he didn't take the game seriously enough. So we added this guy, Mike Thompson, who's playing in his final game with us before moving to Ohio on Monday. But he was a really good guy, and we've won a couple championships over there, and are actually competitive and having fun, and have a really ill set of jerseys that people seem to like. So
those are really cool.
That's kind of what I'm doing.
Those are really cool jerseys.
Where can we buy one?
Generally, when I'm making a new order, like if we have new people join the team or whatever, I'll throw something out on Twitter like, "Hey, I'm ordering Motley Crue jerseys if anyone wants them." The other way you can get one, aside from learning how to play hockey, is I will be putting a basket into the Canes Bash coming up here in early March. So the promotion that is replacing Casino Night. Last year I was able to put a basket in for the first time, and I'm bringing it back. So one of the items in my basket, you could bid on Sebastian Aho's basket or Jeff Skinner's basket or the PA guy's basket. But I'm going to have a Motley Crue jersey in there. I'm also going to have a return of what might be the best prize you can win at the Canes Bash, in my humble opinion, which is the PA announcer for a day prize package.
Ooh, so that's awesome.
We had someone win that last year, and that entails being able to show up to the arena early, go to the Canes Vision production meeting with me, see how the show gets put together, go down into the media room, have dinner with me, go out to the PA announcer box and watch warm-ups, which is what I do every game. And the real big prize is you'll get to get on the mic and welcome the team out to the ice for warm-ups over the mic.
Wow.
So it's a really fun prize package.
Yeah,
that is
pretty
really cool. Although, it'll be a lower grade than yourself, sir, however.
I don't know. Somebody could surprise them, and they'd be like, "Wow, that's the person we really want on the mic." So high risk, high reward.
Yeah, very true.
I wonder how much that's raising for charity, because I know last year it went for a couple $100.
Yeah.
My basket last year went for $1,000, which shocked me. Somebody paid
awesome.
$1,000 for my basket, which was higher than several of the players. So I feel pretty good about that.
You should.
Well, you are definitely you impact the team and the fans a lot. So
A lot more than some players out there we won't be mentioning.
that's awesome.
So I mean, I enjoy playing hockey. A couple years ago, I decided that the thing that an unathletic 40-year-old needed to do the most of all was learn to play goalie. So I bought myself some goalie pads, and I play goalie on a team called the Buccaneers over at Iceplex. So I'm on 2 teams right now. I play goalie for the Buccaneers, and I play defense for Motley Crue, and that's about all my aging body can handle, I think.
How do you like playing goalie?
It's fun. It really is. I'm not particularly good at it, but it's really interesting to see the game from that perspective. My oldest daughter was a soccer goalie for her whole soccer career. So I kind of coached her in soccer and watched her play the position, and it seemed like a really fun position. And so when I had the chance, I was like, I'm turning 40. I'm going through my midlife crisis. I'm either going to get a Corvette and a comb over or goalie pads. And my wife was like, get the goalie pads. Good call.
Really good call.
So I started playing it and started playing in pickups, and one of the guys from NC State, so I PA NC State's hockey team, one of their goalies, Ian Hutchison, offered to be my goalie coach, so he gave me some lessons, so I kind of knew what I was doing, even if I physically couldn't do it. And I subbed in for this team, the Buccaneers, in their league championship game last year.
Oh, wow.
One of my friends, Ryan Alice, said, looking for a sub goalie. Wade, do you want to do it? I'm like, sure. He's like, great, it's the league championship game. I'm like, hey, timeout. People know I am not any good, right? Like, you probably want a better goalie for the league championship. He's like, no, they're fine with it.
Way to put the pressure on.
6-5 loss in the championship, but I played fairly well.
Awesome.
And they asked me to, like, hey, we need a goalie. You wanna play with us? So
Hey, a
it's
6-5
been
loss
fun.
is what
It's a
Carey
really
Price put
interesting
up.
Position.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I mean,
so
that's a heck of a
not
first
bad.
game too. You can't.
Yes. But it's been a lot of fun. So a lot of my life revolves around hockey. I play on 2 teams. I PA for the Canes. I PA for State. I'm going to be on the mic for the Carolina Classic sled hockey tournament coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we had a
Awesome.
chance
That'll
to
be
talk
really
to those
fun.
guys.
Yeah, we're gonna try and make it
Brent
out there
Ireland and all those guys.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are amazing. When I got asked to do it a couple years ago, like, hey, will you show up and do one game for these guys? Their opening game, they might be nice. I'm like, sure, fine, I'll show up, I'll do the game. So I watched the game, and I was like, this is incredible. I'm going to cancel all my weekend plans. I'm going to announce all the games this weekend. It's so much fun. They're great guys, great athletes, and we have a really good sled hockey program here in Carolina.
Yeah, that was really neat to watch the other day at the military appreciation game. Definitely the fans were really excited about it. I enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah, if anyone has the chance to get out and see a sled hockey game here, especially in this tournament where we're going to be bringing in teams from all up and down the East Coast, do it.
Yeah.
Because you'll be just blown away by the athleticism you see. I don't think I've got the upper body strength to be able to do it. I've threatened to get into the sled a couple of times just to see how bad I would be compared to these folks. But yeah, it's a great time, and I highly encourage folks to come out and see it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna spread the word. Try
So
and get
are
some-
we? We're
get
gonna-
a bunch of people out there. It'll be a good time, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Raise awareness for some sled hockey.
It really means hockey is for everyone. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter your physical stature. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter you're injured or not, male, female. Hockey really is for everyone.
Yeah, and sled hockey
At
definitely
its
shows
best,
that.
it is, and at its best, it should be. It's an amazing sport that can offer a lot to everybody. If you were out at the game last night, you saw the Capital City Crew out there playing. It's a hockey program sponsored through the Boys and Girls Club that gives kids who might not be able to afford or otherwise be exposed to hockey the chance to play. One of my Motley Crew teammates, Danielle Thomas, is the coach for the Capital City Crew, and seeing the work that she and the other folks in that program do to bring hockey to folks who might not otherwise get a chance to play it, again, just reinforces the idea that this is a great sport. And if it can reach its full potential to actually be for everyone, it'll be a real gift to the people who play it.
Definitely. I think we've asked a lot of good questions, and thank you so much.
Yeah, we
Wade.
appreciate it. And I'm sure the fans are going to appreciate hearing a little bit about you.
Definitely. You are one of our favorite people who we can never, ever replace.
Nope.
Nope.
I appreciate that. It's an honor to have watched this team for so long and then get the chance to represent it on the mic and in the community. It's something that I take very seriously and am thrilled to continue to be able to do. So as long as they'll have me back, I want to keep doing it and hopefully be announcing some playoff games here soon and get a chance to do what Brian Hoyle did and announce the Canes winning the Cup one day. So that's just what I'm trying to do.
Do you have that rehearsed?
In my head, absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wade Minter, a defenseman, a goalie, and our favorite PA guy.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.